Kevin Graham of the 543rd class of trainees. In the name of the goddess above, I hereby appoint you a squire of the Septian Church. Oh, okay. Ah, this song. I humbly accept my appointment. I pledge to offer my soul to the goddess above, and both body and blood to her church on earth. Very good. It is exceedingly rare for one at your age to be appointed to this position. I can only assume your aptitudes and training achievements warranted it. May you strive to be a worthy guardian of the goddess's sacraments as her loyal and devoted servant. Do, do, do. Do, do. Well, if it isn't Kevin. She'll say Beatrix from Final Fantasy 9. I see you managed to avoid having your promotion rejected by the top brass. Splendid, splendid. Instructor, I really can't thank you enough for all you've done for me. I never dreamed I would have an actual Dominion supervising my training. How sweet of you to say. Hard to believe you're the same boy who waltzed up before the congregation for the sacrament shouting, "Make me a knight, please." No, make me a knight, please! I'd appreciate it if you'd chuck that memory back to the furthest reaches of your mind, thank you. Oh, but how could I? Had I missed your groveling, I never would have taken an interest in you in the first place. And not in a million years would I have thought you were related to Rufina. You could have asked her to take you on as her pupil before resorting to such a... You could have asked her to take you on as her pupil before resorting to such drastic measures, you silly boy. But, well, I have my reasons. Let's leave it at that. Very well. It doesn't matter at this point anyway. Congratulations, you're now a dog of the church just like the rest of us. It's good to have you on board. Thank you. I'm not sure that's the most reassuring metaphor to be using on new recruits, though. You might scare some of them right off. Please, you're not trying to position yourself as some sweet doe-eyed thing, are you? Besides, I think it's a perfectly apt description for us. We go around sniffing out sacraments, wherever they may be, tearing through the throat of the heretical fools who are enamored with them all the while. Can you spot the difference? Come on, instructor, I'm used to you at this point, so I don't really care if you call me a dog. But you care if I call you a beloved Rufina one, don't you? Not to worry, Kevin. I can read between the lines well enough. Well, did I guess right? I owe her a lot, but I wouldn't call her my beloved. She's just like a big sister to me, that's all. You're making it sound like a... Like you what, exactly? Rufina! I thought you were in Remiferia on a mission. I was, but I tried to finish as quickly as possible so I could be back for the appointment ceremony. I'm so proud of you, Kevin. It's amazing just how fast you've grown. Now you're a full-fledged adult like me. Wow, thanks for going out your way to come here. I'm not sure I deserve to be called an adult yet, though. I've got a whole lot of work ahead of me if I want to be half the knight the two of you are. Oh my, how modest of you. By the way, have you let Rios know about all of this yet? Not yet. I'm planning to write to her tonight. She's been real mad at me ever since I decided to come to Arteria, though. Hopefully this will cheer her up a bit. There's not much else I can do to make up with her short of going home. Perhaps we should do that together at some point if we can find the time. Oh, and while I have the chance, thank you so much for looking after him all this time, Ein. You've given up so much of your free time and I really do appreciate it. Think nothing of it. It proved quite a fun way to kill time. He has a fair amount of potential in combat arts and thaumaturgy too. Oh, thaumaturgy, hello. It's a shame all his skills are on the practical side of things. However. His academic side is less than stellar. I had this feeling in the pit of my stomach that may be the case. Oh, right, I've got to get going. I have to pick up my new room key and medal from the General Affairs guys. Sorry, I'll talk to you later. Oh, that's a very awkward way to leave, but okay. What's this? You look so concerned. Feeling guilty because he followed you into such a dangerous line of work? Not at all, that was completely up to him and him alone. I would never try to dictate his life choices. It's just that... I think he'll make a fine knight, personally. He checks all the boxes. He's got the potential, he's got the determination. All in all, I can see why you're so proud of him. And call it a hunch, but I would be surprised if the stigma manifested in him just like it has on you. Well, I'm impressed. I don't think you could sense that of others if you didn't possess one yourself. Yet one more reason to feel frustrated that you aren't a Dominion. I know we're friends, but there's no need for all the flattery. My combat and thaumaturgy abilities are average at best. I wouldn't be cut out for the job at all. I'm grateful enough to have been promoted from Squire tonight. That's the upper limit for someone with my lack of potential. If only you saw things the way I do. Someone with average at best abilities couldn't have handled your Ouroboros case half as well as you did. Fighting off a man of that reported strength to a swift enough conclusion would be a pretty feather in anyone's cap. It was just my luck that we both came to an understanding. So they fought Ouroboros before, I guess. As far as Kevin goes, he wouldn't need to rely on luck. His potential for growth extends further than I'll ever be able to go. But he has one weakness holding him back. That poor boy is just far too kind. So kind, in fact, I can see him driving himself into a corner because of it one day. Interesting. Chapter 4, The Dark Stigma. Oh yes, the ceiling stones. Yes. Yes, I had forgotten about them. Yes, Dun 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 dun. Oh, we get to open them both at the same time, I guess. Who will it be? Who will it be? Oh, I'm excited. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? That looks like... I bet Estelle will be the last person. Olivier! Oh, look at this clothes you're wearing, though. Gah. Zine. Oh, I didn't realize I had Discord on. Open. 1 second, let me just close that. Prince Oliver? No, that's a surprise. Oh, now this is a surprise. Don't think this is a dream, at least. Indeed, it is not. I would be overjoyed to share a sweet date with Cher in my dreams. I would be overjoyed to share a sweet date with Cher in my dreams. One with a fine drinking companion. Not so much. What? I would be overjoyed to share a sweet date with Cher in my dreams. One with a fine drinking companion. Not so much. Yeah, this is real, alright. Still, doesn't Cher count as a drinking companion too? That's why I was confused. In a way, it's fine to be drunk with the joy of her company, but it is very much the opposite to be drunk with alcohol involved. That's one of the most important lessons I learned during my stay in Limbo. Huh, true words have never been spoken. But alright, enough playing around. It's so hard to alternate between these two voices. They're like in a totally different part of my mouth. Enough playing around. You guys mind feeling us? Why do I have a sudden craving for Easter eggs? It's October. That's weird. You guys mind filling us in on just what kind of situation we've gotten ourselves into? We shall make with the embraces and tearful greetings afterward. It's really hard to not slip into Alba's voice too. It's also kind of awkward. I just need to add cooking chocolate to my grocery list real quick here. Don't judge me, okay? Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Honestly, you two really are something special. You'd think you'd be a little more shaken finding yourselves in somewhere as unnatural as this out of nowhere. Oh, why did they move? Okay. It seems like I want to stand on this side. This is quite the pickle. I don't even know why it went out and went in. Oh, I guess they explained everything. Okay. I appreciate that it may be hard to believe, but this is the situation we find ourselves in at the present time. If we're to try and find a way out, we'll need you to accept that. Oh, Moala, my sweet rose-kissed muse. I thought they said nurse. Ever pure and free of thorns. You misunderstand me. I've long accepted our current predicament as reality. Then why do you look so deep in thought? Need you ask? Perhaps my life's toughest decision lies ahead of me. Before me, I find Joshua, Princess Claudia, Tita, and Gisette. Then there's Julia, and even a new face, Reese. Just whom shall I gather into my arms like a warm blanket and exchange sweet nothings in celebration first? Preferably not Tita. Only you. Joshua? You were pulling my leg when you said this guy was an Airbonian prince, right? Hard as it is to believe, he is. Putting my deeply earnest dilemma aside for the time being, it sounds as though you've been making some headway in unraveling the mysteries behind this place. Naturally, I would be more than honored to help with that. But first, you've got a few questions you need to ask, right? I know I sure do. I should have known you would be thinking along the same lines. You're exactly right. Fine by me. What do you want to ask? Do you think you figured something out? Well, that's what I want to find out. First, I want to ask about that ghost you've encountered in here. Ask away. If I remember correctly, the first time you met her was on the balcony in Granzo Castle, yes? Indeed it was. She gave us the key that allowed us to eventually find and rescue you. That was the first time she appeared to us as a ghost. But I don't believe it was the first time she directly communicated with you. Was it, Father? Don't think so, anyway. When Reese and I first arrived here, we heard a strange voice talking to us. We didn't have a clue who it belonged to at the time, but I think that was probably her too. As do I. So, at first, she existed here only as a voice, but she's gradually started showing up with a body too? I know that's a weird way to put it, but if it's true, it backs up what that man in black said last time we saw him. Yeah, he said the Lord of Phantasma had stolen most of her power, right? He kept referring to her as the Hermit, and Master of the Hollow Garden, too. That sounds really familiar, the Hermit? Plus, the inscription on that monument behind us has the Hermit. Oh, that's why, the Hermit's Garden written on it. I think all of us here can connect the dots just fine. Agreed. It's reasonable to conclude that this very garden is connected to her in some way. That's true. Makes sense to me. It also explains why this place is kinda comfy compared to the other weird, fiend-infested places in Phantasma. Feels like we're getting closer to the truth with every new revelation. And by the sounds of it, she's been in Phantasma for a while now, possibly since the beginning. But then she had her powers stolen by the Lord of Phantasma and ended up without a body. Since then, she's been trying to help us to the best of her abilities and guide us forward. If we assume all of that to be true, maybe the monument scattered throughout are connected to her some... If we assume all of that to be true, maybe the monuments scattered throughout are connected to her somehow too. They seem to exist for that same purpose, guiding us forward. I think there's one more thing in our possession that's connected to her as well. That cube, Kevin. Do you think so? Unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine on exactly what that cube is. That being said, I think the odds of it being connected to her somehow are as high as everything else on the list so far. Well, what do you think? Honestly, I'm impressed. You've done a remarkable job of making sense of the situation when you've only just arrived. Still, if we assume all that to be true, then there's something else we should be doing as we keep moving forward. Helping to restore her power, I assume? That way we should be able to ask her what else she knows about the land we're in. Got it in one. I get this impression that if we don't, we won't stand a chance against those two. We'll find ourselves up against a wall at some point. You may well be right. Well, leaving her aside for the time being, I do have one final thing I'd like to ask. Huh? What else is there to cover? It concerns that Lord of Phantasma you kept mentioning, actually. Put simply, you wouldn't happen to have any idea as to who they are, would you, Kevin? Why me? Well, from my perspective, they're awfully fixated on you. They seem to know about Reese's deceased sister as well. Then there's the fact they're even able to summon devils from the church's text. It all seems to be pointing to you two, and you in particular. I can see why you'd ask, I guess. Unfortunately for you, though, I got nothing. If anything, I'd say they seem to be an enemy of the Growthritter as a whole rather than just me. Yeah, sure. I suppose that's possible. Look at his face. I suppose that's possible. I wouldn't be surprised if an organization like that had more than their fair share of enemies. No offense, of course. I have plenty of enemies myself. Try not to sound like it's something worth boasting about. Anyway, even if we've connected some dots, we'll have to save the mystery behind who our enemies are for another day. Maybe we can get more information out of them the next time we see them, but until then, we don't have enough to work with. So many Right, next time one of them shows up, we'll have to see what we can force out of them. So, that about wraps things up for now? That about wraps things up for now? If so, we should probably get ready to head out again. We're on plane number 4, and if the previous plans are anything to go by, it's gonna be tough. Kevin. Yeah? What's up? Did you have something else you wanted to add? No, it's just that I'm not feeling very well, so I'm going to sit the next plane out. Oh, I get to have 3 people in my party! Oh, that is exciting! That is exciting! Yeah, because she's been like holding something back all this time. It's very interesting. What? I'm sorry for the trouble, everyone, but please look out for him on my behalf. He shouldn't. I really like the color of her eyes, by the way. He shouldn't cause you too much trouble, but as I'm sure you know, he can be a little careless at times. Oh, thank God. Reese? Wait a sec. Okay. Are you not gonna go after her? Hey, sorry, I'll be back in a minute. Reese! Wait a sec. What's with you all of a sudden? Oh, I know. You feeling left out because I'm the only one you know here who's something. Sorry, it probably wasn't fun to have to sit through the whole happy reunion deal. Oh my God, so fast. I should have noticed earlier, really. I've been pretty since. I'm sorry, okay? God, so fast. I can't read that fast. When are you going to stop acting? I'll read it when I'm editing. It's okay. Huh? It's true that I felt a little left out for a while. We've clearly gone through so much together, and it's made you that much more fond of each other in the days since. Yeah, we had some amazing times. Had to come, but he was hardly there though. He was only there for like a second. Had to come, like compared to everybody else. Had to come out the other end of stuff we did with hard to come out the other end of stuff we did without growing closer through it all. And watching you all, how could I not have felt lonely? How could I not have felt jealous? You've been avoiding me for the past 5 years, Kevin. The thought that you'd grown close to so many others while going out of your way to keep me out of arm's reach did make me sad. Aww. You know, I didn't mean it like that, Reese. But at the same time, I was still happy you did. I knew how badly what happened to Rufina had hurt you. How you were still blaming yourself for it. I knew how you were driving yourself into a corner over it and how you were taking on nothing but dirty jobs as if you were trying to punish yourself. And I couldn't confirm it for myself for sure, but I just knew the rumors that you were desperate to burn yourself out through them was true. Were true. Alright. So that's the reason. That's why, as lonely as I felt when you were off making new friends without me, I was really, really happy more than anything. Reese, you do know that... Except it turns out you haven't made any new friends at all. You're pulling the same exact thing you pulled with me on them. Every single one at arm's length. They can't get close to you. You won't get close to them. Oh, rip. On the surface, you're and this is why I didn't like him in the last game. On the surface, you're a cheerful person having fun with everyone. But on the inside, you're as cold as can be. All you're doing is manipulating your own emotions so people think you're someone you're not. After watching you ever since we were reunited, I thought they said married. Reunited, it's become plain as day to me. Man, I'm happy you're worried about me, but you've totally got the wrong idea with this one. Sorry, I'm good at a lot of things, but pretending to be someone I'm not isn't one of them. When I'm happy, you'll know about it, and when I'm mad, well, I think you know I'm not so good at hiding that either. I'm the same transparent guy I always was. Oh, I didn't say you weren't easy to read. For me, at least. After all, I know how genuinely shaken you were by the Lord of Phantasma's message. Look at his face! Their words and the words of that Schwartritter always come across as cryptic, but not to you. Deep down, you know what they're talking about. You just constantly keep it from the rest of us and try to keep us in the dark because you're a piece of shit. No, maybe you've even managed to pull the wool over your own eyes, too. Come on now, you can't seriously... Devour the new offering presented to you and display your seal once more. You know exactly what that means, don't you? Go on. You know what? Maybe you should sit things out for a bit. You're clearly really tired. What? I get that you're as angry as you are upset with me, but I think it's starting to make you jump to some really out there conclusions. And being tired out's only gonna make it worse. Can't you see how negative your line of thinking is? You can't seriously believe all this is actually true. Are you like gaslighting her right now? I'm not saying I don't deserve all the anger, I totally do. I genuinely was busy, but at the same time, I wasn't sure how to face you if we did end up meeting either. Still, we're gonna be working together from now on, so enough. Huh? She's gonna slap him? Oh! Oh! Oh. Everything you're saying is just meaningless. Oh, look at her face! Oh. Maybe the others don't realize that, but how dare you think I, of all people, would fall for it? Oh. Oh. This whole scene is so familiar to me. I realize I'm turning my back on my duties as a squire by doing this, but I can't bear to be near you any longer. I can't stand to see the Kevin I thought I knew so empty. So... Oh. Rip. Kevin? You heard everything, didn't you, Joshua? The espionage. Oh, hey. Sorry you had to see that. Don't worry about it. I want to know something, Joshua. You've looked into me a fair bit since I first stepped onto the scene, right? I have. I know that you're called the Heretic Hunter. I know that you're one of the 12 dominions that led the Grausritter. And I know you undertake the execution of sinners the church deems most unforgivable almost single-handedly. I figured you'd know your stuff. Wouldn't want any guys whose backgrounds you hadn't thoroughly vetted being close to your girlfriend for long, huh? I can't deny it. Still, the only people you harm are those sinners, never anyone else. So I decided that, for the time being at least, you weren't a threat to her or anyone else. I see. Weissman was your work too, wasn't it? Sure it was. Oh, he's actually admitting to that. Interesting. My job was to get rid of him. That's it. Everything I did with you guys leading up to that point was to get myself into a position to get it done without him catching on. And that includes helping all of you out, naturally. Yeah, I know. You must have been aware of the possibility that Estelle would be taken on board the Glorious, too. You thought allowing it to happen would help you in the long run, so you keep quiet about it. Wow, now that one I'm surprised you pieced together. I'm trying to remember that part. But yep. Oh, look at his face! Scary! You're absolutely right. I figured there was a chance she might get abducted, but I did exactly nothing to stop it. All I cared about was finding out what Weissman and you were up to, and where you were for that matter. Couldn't use better bait for that than her. Why is he being so, like... Is he pushing him away? Is that what he's doing right now? I thought so. And yet, all of that doesn't change how I'm more grateful than words can express. Why is that? Because if you hadn't helped me back then, I would still be Weissman's puppet. I would have broken with my own hands what I value most in the whole world. That's a debt I'll never be able to fully repay. Oh, sweet ideas. Now you're just being cute. What's with his face? He looks so scary when he's not all smiley. I know you're smart enough to realize that's not at all why I threw you a bone, right? I just wanted him off his guard enough to create the opening I needed. Helping you was the perfect way to do that. That was all there was to it. And again, that doesn't change how grateful I am to you. knowing why you did what you did doesn't erase the gratitude, I feel. Not in the slightest. Oh, this is funny. Because Kevin is like clearly, well, at least this is how I'm interpreting it. Kevin is like trying to push Joshua away by being like, oh yeah, I'm so bad, I'm such a bad person, blah, blah, blah. And then Kevin's like, and then Joshua's like killing him with kindness. And it's just like, oh, the eggs, it's beautiful. It really is just as well you ended up quitting Ouroboros. You'd suck to high heaven if you were an enforcer now. Honestly, you're totally right. If Reese is sitting on the sidelines for now, let me help you in her place. Yes! I might not be as capable of helping you as she is, but I should be able to back you up. Yes, do it! You don't need to feel indebted to me, you know? Well, I'll take what I can get. No doubt you're worried sick about Estelle too, so there's your gold star reason for helping out besides me. So thanks, I'm glad you got my back. Right back at you. I feel like Josh was like just totally manipulated that situation. Ha 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 ha. That's funny, I like how he wormed his way in there. Good job, Olivier! What else who do we want? There are too many options. Was there really a question of who I was gonna choose? Now, if we could just get rid of Kevin, then I can have Estelle when we get her, and then all will be well in the world. Alright, let me save. Oh, okay, let me do this, I guess. And then we'll save. Olivier! Oh, this is so good. Let me have a look at Olivier's picture. That's better than the other one. I like his clothes, so fancy. You can have this. Oh goodness. Juggernaut, the latest high-powered orbital gun from the Verne Company. Do we have a better thing for you here? No, you have all the fancy things. Ooh, we have so many people at the party. Alright, let me save the game. And I'll stop this episode here, and I'll see you next time on If They Try the Sky Third Blind. We finally have Olivier! I'm so happy! Bye-bye.